Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the studio. Today we are going to be diving deep into a comprehensive report that was recently released by CoinShares. It details where exactly institutional investors are putting their money, how they view cryptocurrency, and which altcoins are their favorite. It's important to understand this because they still hold the most money. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about this. Also, we just recently added new spots to the Patreon, so if you'd like to get benefits like our daily live streams and buy and sell alerts, which have yielded many of our members returns like 1,500%, 1,300%, well over 300%, these are just screenshots from our private member Discord, well then make sure to join the private community using the link down below. Anyways, I want to start this video off by talking about something very interesting with the overall market. When we look at the overall market, now that Bitcoin's price has crossed back above $60,000 per coin and compare it to the last time Bitcoin's price passed $60,000 per coin, a couple of very interesting things are happening. The first is that when we look at the top 10 back in April, it was very different from where it is right now. Top 10 for April is on the left. The top 10 for right now is on the right. When we look at the top 10, yes, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Binance Coin are all number 1, 2, and 3. But we look at the prices, we look at the market caps, things are very different. For example, this time around, Ethereum's price is close to $4,000 per coin. Last time it was around $2,000. When we look at other coins in the top 10, we also see that there are a number of new faces like Solana, like Polkadot, like Dogecoin, and Cardano has also moved its way up. What this shows us is that big money players and retail investors are willing to take on more risk, willing to invest more money into altcoins, because this time around we are seeing that a number of altcoins have made their way up the rankings and that coins like Ethereum and Cardano are significantly higher now than they were last time Bitcoin's price was at $60,000 per coin, meaning that we're seeing a lot more interest in a number of these altcoins. This brings us to our report from CoinShares because it shows us very similar findings. The first is that in this report, we saw that there was $80 million of inflows in total last week, the week ending really October 18th, 2021. What this report shows us is that institutional investors were favoring coins like Bitcoin, Polkadot, and Cardano, which is where the interesting thing happens for Polkadot and Cardano. So obviously we always see that Bitcoin is at the top of this list. Over the last 5 weeks, we have seen that Bitcoin has had positive inflows, which is to be expected because Bitcoin has been driving the gains in the market. But the interesting thing here is that coins like Polkadot and Cardano are number 1 and number 2 in terms of altcoins on this list. Ethereum had outflows. Binance didn't have any. So out of this report, all of the altcoins, more than Ethereum, more than Bitcoin Cash, more than Ripple, Polkadot and Cardano were number 1 and 2. Polkadot makes sense. We have seen recently that there have been a number of announcements for Polkadot, for example, with their parachain auctions, which are going to be starting on November 11th, and there'll be more on December 23rd. This has been something that the Polkadot community has been working on for over 5 years. So this is a big date for Polkadot. It changes the path of the ecosystem moving forward. We've also seen that Polkadot has has unveiled a $770 million development fund just ahead of these auctions. This is because the founder, Gavin Wood of Polkadot, he announced that they would be allocating almost 19 million Polkadot coins worth almost $800 million to fund the community with building, improving, educating an entire Polkadot ecosystem. So this makes sense for Polkadot. We have seen the price do well. We have seen institutions continue to invest in it. Makes me even more bullish on it because I like all of the development going on, but also seeing that institutional investors are putting their money. But when we start to talk about Cardano, it gets a little bit more interesting because over the last couple of weeks, Cardano's price has not done very well relative to many of the other altcoins. We are seeing, though, that institutional investors are still picking Cardano over most of the other altcoins. If we look at this report, it is the second highest altcoin in terms of inflows. So this makes me think, well, why are they doing this? Why is Cardano's price going down? Why are we not seeing much movement, but institutions are continuing to add? And this brings me to the fact that Many retail investors are simply losing a bit of faith in Cardano and they're moving to other projects. But when we look at the big money players, we look at the size of the transactions. Well, most of the transactions right now for Cardano are well above that $1 million plus, which shows us that it's mostly institutional investors, which makes me very excited. Cardano has had a lot of positive announcements come out recently at the Cardano Summit. For example, they have a $100 million fund that is going to be financing startups and companies building on Cardano. Cardano also has been doing a lot of work with partnerships, let's say with Dish Network, partnerships in Africa. They're continuing to build those out. So that makes me very bullish on Cardano. And the thing that I like even more is that the price has been flat, but institutions are continuing to pick up more. Lastly, with Cardano is that we also are continuing to see that is one of the top picks for Grayscale's, one of Grayscale's funds. The Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund currently owns a lot of Cardano, and they are continuing to add to this position. So that is very interesting with this report, that we're continuing to see these two coins be the top. But last thing is when I looked a little bit deeper, I looked into the history of these reports. And over the last 7 reports, I have all of them on my computer, we have seen that every single week, other than 1 week, Cardano and Polkadot have been the only 2 altcoins that have consistently seen inflows. All the other altcoins, let's say like Solana, had slight outflows. Ethereum had slight outflows. And this has happened multiple times over the last couple of months in 2021. But almost every single report throughout 2021, we have seen positive inflows for Cardano and for Polkadot. This shows us that institutions are continuing to double down on these 2 coins, and this makes me even more bullish on both of these projects, in addition to all of the positive catalysts and announcements going on. So anyways, let me know your thoughts, but I found it very interesting that Cardano and Polkadot were the number 1 and number 2 coins, but also that over the last 3-4 months, Cardano and Polkadot have been the only 2 coins, the only 2 altcoins that have consistently seen inflows on this report. All the other ones have had multiple weeks in there where we have seen outflows, but Cardano and Polkadot have almost never seen outflows on this report. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on the development, but I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys.